mobility tips. I just asked them to go.
Yeah, freestyle.
Freestyle, baby.
Mean preparation. Welcome back to the podcast. Roll the intro.
Yeah, they call me a savage. I'm putting in work. I hustle and grind, I put in the time, get what I deserve. Savage.
Love that intro, bro.
Episode 15, I think. So I've done 15. It's come a long way. We're sort of still figuring things out, even when I'm editing. And I noticed last week, bro, like your face was super close up, and my face was super far away. So when it switched, it looked heaps weird. And
we weren't gonna. Oh, you didn't feel like editing that one last week, eh?
Yeah, I thought it sucked, but it actually went all right.
It did go all right.
Yeah, you don't realize until you either listen over it again. But
when
we were talking, it felt heaps. I don't know, but
got some gems out of there, but
yeah, I reckon the Newtown days. Cool. Newtown days. People like that. People sort of don't know a bit about our past and where we played as well. What teams have you played at? Actually, let's go through that.
Fucking Newtown.
Let's go from
New South Wales Cup
SG
or
Ball?
from SG Ball.
Yeah, go from SG Ball.
Right. Harold Matthews Roosters, SG Ball Roosters, Josie Flegg Roosters. Newtown, New South Wales Cup, and then obviously grade with Roosters. Then I left Roosters and went to Windsor Wolves and Penrith.
Yeah.
Then I left there and went to Redcliffe Dolphins. Then I came back down and played North Sydney and South Sydney.
Mad.
Couple of grand finals there too, bro. I think I've made maybe 5 or 6 grand finals.
Yeah.
At the top of my head, and we won maybe 3 of them. Fuck. Yeah, 3, I think.
Mad. I won no grand finals. Worst finals record ever. Yeah.
What about your teams?
So I don't.
Hold on. Start from New Zealand, bro. When you were playing? You're playing union back there. Were you playing college union?
So yeah, Napier Boys was sort of known rugby school there. Still do pretty well. And my last game of footy, I think we played a Paulson Banner, which is a real big footy match between Napier Boys and Palmerston Boys. And
Palmerston Boys is up in Auckland.
No, down the probably like 2 hours away from
no clue about the geography back home, eh? No fucking clue. Oh no, bro. I know more about Australia than anywhere else.
So that's a big game. So that I played that game on the Saturday, and then the next day I played my first rugby league game, like as an adult.
Yeah, okay.
I was sort of 17 years old.
And that was in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I played probably 4 games, like just local grade footy.
Yeah.
Fuck, I've got a good story. So I think it was my first game, and then I played the ball, and I got up, and the guy just headbutted me in the head.
Okay.
And then just went, "Suka out Mongol ball." And I was like, I was only 17. I was like, "Fuck, what do I do?" And I was,
what did you do?
My eyes were watering. Oh, welcome to rugby league. It was a bit rough back in like where I grew up. I was like, whoa. And then I scored probably a couple of tries. Like, you know, it was just like those old guys that still played footy.
At centre too, bro? Were you playing centre then?
Fullback. I was a fullback.
Oh,
because I played fullback at rugby union. And
okay.
Yeah, so did all that. And then we went to the National Māori tournament where you played at with Norths. But,
who did you play for then?
Ngāti Kahungunu. So that was our tribal area from Hawke's Bay.
Yeah.
And then we played New South Wales Māori, who came over.
Oh, that's how you got picked up.
Yeah, and Arthur Beetson.
Arthur Beetson was with them.
Was the manager.
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So he'd seen me play. And then my brother had also got picked up from the Roosters.
Okay. And
he was going across, and they said, "Oh, have a look at my brother," and managers got involved and whatnot. And then, yeah. So I got recruited by an immortal.
Hard. That's mad. So run me through it. So you got picked up over there. So Arthur Beetson's called you? Or?
Yeah, because he was the recruitment officer for the Roosters at that time.
Of course.
So he would look, and then he found.
And did he set up a manager for you, or did a manager already have?
My brother had a manager at the time.
Okay.
And then I haven't gone back since I came over as a 18-year-old.
Oh fuck!
I didn't even sign the contract.
So you came over?
I came over and just stayed with my brother on the couch.
Straight on guts, bro?
Yeah, I had a
Straight on
couple
guts.
$100 in the pocket.
Fuck.
Yeah, like at the time I didn't think any of it, but I look back and go, man, that was a bit of a risky move. Imagine I didn't get a contract or all those things. They said they would, but I actually signed my contract in Australia in Sydney. Yeah.
So you're 17, you've come over, they've put you straight into, that's SG Ball, or Fleg?
Fleg under 20s.
Fleg under 20s.
Yeah, Jim Dimmick was the coach.
Yep.
Benny Gardner was our trainer.
BG.
Yeah. So he's a coach now. He's the assistant at Tigers. Jimmy's, is he Gold Coast?
Yes.
Is that Gold Coast?
Do you know how I know this? Because of that photo of him and what's the big lad that plays for Queensland with the long hair?
Tino?
Yes.
Tino? I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Yes, and there's the photo on, like, it's fucking going viral on Instagram where they're swapping hairstyles. Have you seen that one?
Oh, no.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
I see it every fucking day, and I'm just looking at it going, fuck, that's pretty funny, eh?
Yeah. So,
that's a cool story, bro.
Yeah, and then from there...
So you've only played for, like, 3 league teams?
Nah, then we go on the New South Wales Cup journey.
Okay.
You know, so... Okay, let's go. How do we go from?
Oh, no, yeah, you
under
went
20s,
to Shellharbour. Oh,
under
shit.
20s Roosters, and then I played Newtown, was the Premier League side there, and then I went to Burleigh Bears.
Oh, that's right. You went up to GC.
Yeah, I only played probably 5 games. In
How good's the GC, eh, bro?
Yeah, broke my leg.
That's right.
And then I had to come back to NZ.
Because you went to France too, eh, bro?
Yeah, I went to France at the end, but before that, came back home to New Zealand, and I wanted to come over and keep playing league, so I went to Shellharbour. And then I went to... Did I go back to Newtown? Yeah, I went back to Newtown. And then I went to Wentworthville.
Fuck, that's heaps, man.
And then I went to
and
Para.
You're still going? Para?
Para, I was training full-time in NRL squad, but then I played Winnie that year, and then went overseas, played Carcassonne, and then just finished up. I came back and just played A grade, done my Achilles.
You played A grade? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just played like Manly. I was getting like $500. Something like that.
Good old Manly days, eh, bro? Is that Uncle Tommy?
Yeah, Uncle Tommy sorted that out. I don't think people are supposed to know, but
who gives a fuck?
No, fucking not like this is a big podcast or anything. So yeah, that was a bit of a journey.
Good journey, but there's about 10 teams, man.
Yeah, but like, yeah, you meet all the boys, eh? Like, it's good. You don't realize how many people you meet, and you create good friendships along the way as well.
Yeah,
I think that's a big thing with footy as well, creating those friendships because you're so close to those 20 guys for a whole season. You're in and out training a couple of times a week and then playing a big game. But it's sort of like, it's not going to war, but you're going to like a pretty physical battle together, and you got to have each other's back. So I think that's cool as well.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, like ever since leaving and sort of, you know, going into this fitness industry. I'm finding myself wanting to draw back to those relationships I made, you know, my relationship with you. Even a lot of the old footy heads, you know, I spoke to Shaq yesterday. I speak to Molesy a couple of times.
Yeah, I speak to Shaq
even Dan Conn messaged me the other day, and he says, I really like what you're doing, bro. So it just goes to show those friendships do last. And I think it's important, man, because you can sort of go out into the world, but I think there's still not an understanding of what you've been through. And it's good to always talk to those guys who have gone out to the world and then doing their own thing, own businesses and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I enjoy talking to them, bro.
Yeah, footy's pretty cool because, I don't know, it's like you get 20 new mates every season. Like, sometimes you have the same team members, but then, like, you socialise with those guys. Like, you go out with them, you go to the pub, you go night clubbing or whatever you used to do, and then, you know, you go grab feeds during the week. And, like, I don't think there's any other
industry that sort of does that.
Yeah, like, if you just go through a normal university job, etc., you don't get that tightness, I don't think.
That's cool. All right, Q&As, bro.
Q&As, yeah.
Put our Q&As yesterday.
But,
couple of good little questions in here, I think.
Yeah,
I'll fire away at you, and you just let me know what you think. What are the benefits of ice baths and a hot bath, sport recovery wise?
Yeah, I don't know. People are hating on the ice at the moment because I think the guy who made up the rice recovery protocol sort of retracted his words on using ice. So there's a bit of a thing out there: should you ice your injuries or not? I know a lot of pro sports teams still do. But then there's another train of thought going, say you shouldn't ice them because it sort of slows the recovery. You just let it thing and then just get a bit of movement through. I personally like ice baths. Actually, I haven't done one in ages, so I can't really say
We
that.
should do one soon.
Yeah,
bro.
we should
That'd be
do one.
cool.
It's the setup more than anything of an ice bath.
It's the hardest thing.
Yeah, it's just so hard. It's not so hard, but if it's not there, set up and, available. I think we had the one from Maryland's where we just had a hose. It was easy to fill up and it was chuck the ice in.
That's
as well.
a good one too. So we'll just roll into the next question, which is where did you get your ice bath from?
Bunnings. Bunnings was just a big water tank. It was about 200-300 litres.
Yep.
It was only $30 too.
Okay.
Because
Well, I tried to go and find one of them, bro. I couldn't find
they're
one.
not around anymore. They're probably about $150 at the moment. The same sort of thing in Bunnings.
Okay.
It's rainwater tank, they call them. And that's sort of the cheapest option to get it. I know a couple of different companies you can have. You can do the freezer. That's probably the best option. If you have the space, they'll set you back, I don't know, $1,000 for a new freezer. Maybe you can pick one up on Facebook Marketplace. So then you don't have to get bags of ice. You can also just do your bath, but then you got to go in and out of your house. I don't know, you're going to do it with someone, bit of a mess. That's just the thing with ice baths. It'd be cool if you had the ideal world where you just have those. I think they call them iCool. Okay. They just set at that temperature and they just always on.
That's mad.
Yeah, I think that's the best. But recovery-wise, I like them, even though, I don't know, there might be research against or not for anymore. I don't know if still the boys were at Mouldies were still doing jumping on the ice baths at the New South Wales Institute. So
I always feel fresh after them.
Yeah,
anyway,
you feel
bro.
good after.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's a bit of placebo. Maybe I'll take it, bro.
Probably.
Fuck the research.
As we like to say.
Yeah.
All right, another question. Do you only coach men and rep athletes?
No. So I got heaps of different people, especially with the mobility stuff. I know a lot of my content goes towards that male athlete footy player. But anyone who reaches out, I just usually ask them a few questions and then just see if I can actually provide value. If they're looking for coming to me for weight loss, I'll say nah. Or if they're coming to me for, I don't know, maybe a injury thing that I can't look after, then I'll just refer them on to someone. I'll say, nah, I'm probably not.
Go and see this person.
Yeah.
And then once you've done, sort of fixed that issue, then you can come back. And
I don't make too many promises. I just say, this is what I do. If I can actually improve this and this, and then, you can make your decision. But I take on anyone, not just males and not just athletes. I think that's because I asked, I put out a post about 10 men doing a mobility transformation.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
what
cool.
about you? What's your clientele as well?
Oh, bro, like most of my clientele at the moment, it's a mixture. So I've got, a couple of athletes on board and then just, your general pop that are dealing with fucking knee issues, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's no rule I do enjoy coaching the athlete only because they understand the lingo. You know what I mean? I'm not, scientific at all, bro. A lot of stuff I've learned through my own experience or from doing different sorts of programs and then jamming them all together. And the way that I speak it is the way that I've learnt it or interpreted it myself. So if you hear me talking about cars and all that sort of stuff, I call it greasing because it fucking makes sense to me and to the people that I'm coaching as well. So and to break things down, cars is basically controlled, articulated rotations. And for me, I call it greasing because it makes me feel good before I can go into some movement. And that's just a little bit of a breakdown of how I like to break down things myself and why the clients that I have can sort of understand my language, so to speak. So there's no real dial into who I am. I'm still very new to this game. But as time sort of evolves, I'm starting to find, my people.
It's actually easier to train professional athletes than it is to train a beginner because the athlete already knows how their body moves and works compared to someone who's starting from maybe they haven't exercised before, and to get them to do certain movements, they just don't have that body awareness at the moment. So that's why I think professional athletes are super easy compared to, your gen pop beginner.
Exactly.
They just need a little extra love, I think.
Yeah. They've got awareness, like you said. They've got that background of training. And I think of the athletes, a lot of them are starting to realise they need to slow things down too, which is they're really engaged. A lot of the guys that have got on board, even, having old Blakey on board, who's just retired maybe a couple of years ago, he's just really dived into what I'm coaching, what I'm preaching, and it's good to see. And he just, those athletes have got that willingness to just keep on doing it. You know what I mean? Whereas sometimes some new beginners can sort of fall off the bandwagon after a couple of sessions or a couple of things that they don't understand. So
if they are an ex-athlete, it's quite easy to pick up where they left off as well. They know what to do, and they know they've been disciplined before, they know how to train, and that makes our job super easy as well.
That's sort of think it's important about, really diving into the intentions behind the program. Those first 2 weeks are super important for anyone, not just athletes, because it's just you're trying to understand, one, how to do the movements, and two, how to apply them to yourself. And then once you get it, then you can start, obviously pushing out some sets, pushing out some times and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, people get it eventually in time.
Because the stuff that we do takes a lot of body awareness. You can't just, I think it just takes that little bit of extra. Two people can do the exact same movement, but this person can be doing it right and this person can be doing it wrong. But they look exactly to the eye the same.
Yep.
And then we sort of got to work that out as a coach are they actually going to be progressing, or are they actually doing the wrong thing? Because a lot of the cars work does take a little bit of
it does, bro. It's
effort
tedious
and coordination, and you don't get a direct
fix
thing from it as well.
Yeah.
So you're not like you go, oh, okay, but it's not like you get a pump or you're sweating like a normal sort of exercise thing as well. Yeah,
I think a lot of people are chasing that feeling too, bro, and like that. What do I call them? I call them Energizer bunnies. Like, and most of the stuff that you do with me is not going to be like that. Eventually in time will. I do feel after I finish a session, I can be pretty fucked sometimes. Doing all the stuff that I'm posting on social media. But the intricate stuff, the tedious stuff, it takes time, takes loads of tension, it takes loads of control. You got to slow things down. You actually got to sit in a position for a certain amount of time and just like really dial in and focus as much as you can, which is really important for a lot of the guys to understand before jumping on any sort of programming as well.
Yeah, a lot of people need to take actually 2 steps back and just reassess what type of training they're doing and what their goals are. And if they're always hitting the wall, hitting an injury, then hey, maybe it's time to just dial back a little bit, do a bit of stretching, do a bit of rehab stuff, so they're not always hitting that ceiling. And then you can maybe move that ceiling a little bit higher so you can improve
the baseline.
The base.
Yeah,
I know
cool.
you can do base pyramid sort of stuff, and better foundations will allow you to do better.
All right, another question, bro.
Yep.
Difference between lifting lightweight and heavyweight, please.
Difference? That's a bit.
I would say like volume against load.
Yeah, I think they both have their purpose. It really depends on what goals. Like we lift, like I said the other day, we hadn't benched over 100 kilos in 6 months.
Yeah,
but we still knew we were super strong just because we did a lot of volume. And I think that's the difference between light and heavy, and not always going heavy, because we're not going to be power lifters. Not super chasing big, strong numbers anymore. We're dads. Our kids are probably in the next room on the couch playing the Wii. So we got time to do. We don't have too much time to work out all day, so we just want to get it quickly done and
get it done and
get it out of there, but still get a good pump and still be strong, but not super strong. So I don't know. I didn't think I answered that question very well.
No, that was all right, bro.
It's very broad.
My interpretation is exactly that. Lightweight, I think volume, and heavyweight, I think load.
But our lightweight might be heavy for
some other people.
So. Oh well. Next question.
Next question. Ankle mobility tips.
It's got to be super patient with ankles. Can't just keep jamming the leg forward. I've sort of found. Man, this is a toughie. Got to keep heaps of weight in the heel if you want to be doing ankle mobility, instead of just rolling the foot onto the toes.
Yeah.
Just because that allows the foot to spread out more, and you're not just jamming all the pressure into your Achilles. So any ankle mobility stuff, just make sure if you have a flat foot, then you're a lot of weight in the heels, and don't go and putting pressure into the toes. That's probably the thing. You got to be super patient. That's probably the hardest mobility thing to improve. I think the probably best thing to do is the 30-minute Ido Portal squat every day for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I think that was.
Have you done that yourself?
No,
Is that adding a minute every day?
No, that's 30 minutes a day accumulative. Yeah. So you gotta, so you can maybe do 5 minutes, and then stop and do another 5, or you can do 30 straight.
So 30 minutes a day for 30 days.
Yeah.
Oh, who's on with me? Let's do it. I'm keen.
Oh, I've tried it that many times and I've failed.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I love
It's
that
so
shit.
hard. Yeah, because I got awful ankles because I just rolled them so much during footy. Like it's pretty tough, but I know it would be super beneficial.
Okay.
I
might give that a fucking crack.
Sitting in a squat is so uncomfortable when you're like flat-footed as well. Yeah, I do it when I used to try it when I was watching TV.
Yeah.
And so I watch Netflix at night and then just try and accumulate, and everything's just burning. Your tibs are burning, your like quads, your like hips are like. Oh,
I love that shit, bro. That's
awful.
Cool. When I do phase 1, I actually might do that, bro.
Yeah.
So I'll finish 75 on Friday.
Oh, Friday.
Yeah, and then I'm just gonna chill out for maybe a week and then jump straight into phase 1.
Yeah.
And then phase 1, I'll probably do something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Good way to tick over the old body. You already answered that question. Lots of debate lately on ice baths, cold showers, yada, yada, yada. Exercises and stretches to correct anterior pelvic tilt, discomfort when running. Thanks.
I find like heaps of people have this issue, but I don't know. I just say stretch hip flexors, but so much going on with the pelvis. There's a lot of I've been doing that lower body basics, which is cool when you can actually feel David Gray. He does a lot of breathing stuff for that pelvis to set your pelvis not so tilted. So I think having that body control of and self-awareness to understand where your body's like, and then just being able to move it yourself.
Yep,
that's probably the best thing I can sort of. I think I'd have to pass that question along to like a proper rehab physio guy, but I don't think there's that great answers out there, to be honest. Like stretching the hip flexors are going to help, but I find myself in that pelvic tilt position as well when I run.
Okay.
And then just sort of just adjusting, and I reckon just do that lower body basics, because I'm pretty interested in how I go run now since doing all that program to see how I go.
Because that's off the back of your Achilles too, eh? So you're doing that for your Achilles and to obviously...
Yeah, bit of Achilles, bit of hammy. He does a lot of, so from the foot to the calf to the hammy into the glute. So making sure that, but setting the pelvis right as well and just making sure everything's working properly from a rehab point of view.
That's it for the questions, my bro.
Done. Then we're at 22 minutes. That's a
quick question. Who do you think is going to win the grand final?
NRL grand final? I got my money on Penrith.
I'm going to put my money on Cronulla Sharks.
I like Cronulla though.
Fuck, bro. They play good footy.
I don't think Nico Hines was going to be that good.
He's good, bro.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's
only because
really
I saw him at the Aboriginals and they didn't do too well, but that was like a one-off thing. So he hadn't built his team around, and I was like, yeah, but nah, he's a gun.
Good mix-up good fucking connection between him and Moisa. It's just, bro, a lot of the tries just came off the back of, ball movement from those two. So I loved watching it, bro. I really enjoy watching them. I really enjoy watching Para, and I really enjoy watching Penrith. Those are the three teams that are just kicking ass. Melbourne's always going to be Melbourne, bro. But yeah, I thought I'd just ask that question. Who do you think's going to win the GF? I'm on Sharks.
Yeah, I'll go Penrith.
Mad.
Done.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, they call me a savage. Now I'm putting in work. I hustle and grind, I put in the time, get what I deserve. Savage.